G'day guys, welcome back. So a few of you guys have been asking about the VL. VL is still here, still progressing. You may have noticed it in the background of some of the Ute videos. The VL's actually been back for a couple of weeks or a couple of months. I just haven't had a lot of motivation to keep going with this one at the moment. I've had a few things in life kicking me around. But anyway, so I have sort of been chipping away at it, and it's basically back at the point of where I was last recording, except the paint job. So the car has been full bare metal resprayed. It looks immaculate. My mate Nathan from Nate's Chop Shop has done a fantastic job. The car is amazing. It is filthy dirty though, I will say that. So we'll do some more video footage of this car when it comes back. I'm just smashing this video out because it's about to go on a tilt tray. It's actually heading to the dyno to get a bit of a 98 tune put in it, just so we can keep going with the car. I've got a few little issues I need them to sort out, and wiring an LS one coil and a few other bits and bobs that need to be done. So as per last video, the engine, it actually cracked the cylinder head just as it was getting ready to go on the dyno. And wanting to save the cylinder head, because the cylinder head's actually had quite a lot of work done to it. It's fairly ported and it's got nice springs and all that on it. I didn't really want to junk the cylinder head. So we had the cylinder head welded, and then the cam tunnel line honed, I think that's what they call it anyway. And just re-honed the motor, new rings, bearings and gaskets, and put it back together. So the combination for the most part's the same, except the turbo. So the GDX42 is gone, and we've replaced it with a Pulsar GT3584 RS. Now it runs a 0.82 T4 turbine housing. It doesn't look like a true T4 style housing, so I'll see if I can show what I mean, but see how it necks down? It looks like a T3 with basically a T4 flange on it. So we'll see how that goes. If it holds the turbo up too much, you can buy a genuine Garrett housing that fits straight on them. They do a 1.1, which is 1.01, which would be perfect. But we'll see how far we get with this one and see what happens. We're only going on 98 for the moment. It's literally just to get the car tuned so it can be ran and I can do everything else. It's just difficult trying to finish a car or do a car when you can't drive it or move it around. You got to push it everywhere, and to be honest, the old Calais wagon's not exactly light. So it still needs all the suspension aligned and whatnot, so it's not really in drivable condition, but at least it's movable, should I say. So we redid the dump pipe. I just went 3 to 3.5 inch, just mild steel. It's got the O2 port and all that in it. It's down under the car into the 3.5 inch that just ends at the diff for now. So that'll be temporary until I get the suspension sorted. So once I know the ride height, I'll know where I can fit everything. So at the moment, it's got it's only got some of the interior in it. It's nowhere near complete, but it's at the point where it needs to be tuned. And then there's this one. Okay, so where do we start? This old girl. It's starting to turn into a race car. So as we know, I hurt the engine. So we've got a whole bunch of upgrades for this one. Reed case. So our power guide's coming out, and it's all going to get swapped into a Reed case because that gearbox has got a lot of good stuff in it. Aluminium Kirkies. Full roll cage with removable intrusion bars. So Craig at Extreme done an absolute fantastic job on the roll cage. I am so happy with it. It's really turned out amazing. So still a street car. It'll still be a street car. We're just waiting at the moment to get our first our tech done. So they're going to come out, have a look at the cage and make sure everything's okay. Our first inspection, I think it's called. And then we can start putting this one back together. So our little alley block, as much as I love my alley block, we're finally at the point where the alley block is no longer happy. So we're going to have to swap that out for an iron block to go with our new turbo. So if you're on the Built by Jars Facebook page, you would have seen the new turbo we've got for it. that also come from Pulsar. It's a 92-103. That's to upgrade our 88-96. So we'll see how much more we can get out of that. We're going to start doing a bit of kender racing with this car once it's all teched up. Probably go back to a small tyre. Going to look a bit odd. We'll squeeze some of them 235 Hoosiers under it. Might look a bit weird with such a small tyre, but you know, whatever. So that's the plan for this car. Still a street car. We're still going to do roll racing, so we'll still keep the big wheels for that. Since I do really enjoy the roll racing, but the kender stuff does, you know, I do like the 8 mile drags. I went there with a mate and he raced down in Sydney and we had quite a lot of fun. So what we'll do is we'll just set it up for the 550 class. I should be able to turn it down a fair whack, and yeah, should be quite competitive in that class. I think we only need about 1,000 horsepower to run that class pretty competitively, so we'll see how we go. Anyway, so just a quick video, give you an update. This is for all the poor buggers stuck in lockdown. I'm feeling your pain, I really am. It sucks, but all good. I can't even do a bloody shed skid for you. I haven't got a car running. Alright guys, catch you later.